Nice. That's really nice. That's lovely. That was much lower.
That was delightful.
That was really, really nice. You see how that's like popped a little further? It's got control.
Yeah.
That was nice. If you look at tour players, they'll have different grinds in the 60, especially the 60.
That's where we're at home, John.
That's good.
You can't argue with that.
I cannot argue with either of those, to be honest. Nice. Good
So
bounce.
don't turn up with a random piece of to jam.
And the same again.
Yeah. I might edit this myself. I've openly said for the last 12 months, these clubs will not be leaving my bag. However, Titleist have invited me down to the Titleist Performance Centre here at Woburn to get a look at the new Vokey SM11 clubs. Now, I'm well aware that we are very lucky to be in the hands of one of the best fitters in the game. So can we get these any better? John, how you doing, mate?
How you doing, mate?
Long time no see. You well?
Thanks for the intro there.
No. So I absolutely
claims.
loved it last time I was here. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the setup we had with these wedges revolutionised my game. It helped me beat Brett pretty much every time we've played since.
Yeah.
But you've just spoken to us about SM11 in the conference room there. There's some really interesting stuff to go through.
Yep.
So let's have a bit of a fitting today and see if things need changing, what could potentially change, and how the new technology could really help us.
Yeah, cool, perfect. So what we'll do is, the way I want to sort of situate this fit in, and I know that you do a lot of stuff indoors as well, and you'll know a lot of people that fit indoors or recommend that, how do I get
Should we tell them why we're really indoors?
Well, no, we're still going to go out there. We've got the waterproofs and we will go do a bit of chipping, but you see...
Extra mediums?
No, you can get wet, that's fine.
Okay, perfect.
You always bring this weather with you, so that's fine. But no, the reason we kind of want to do it indoors as well as going and doing the blind test, because obviously the last time you came at the blind test is the reason why we ended up in the low bounce K.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that at length, because I openly did a video 2 weeks ago when I didn't even know SM11 was coming, saying this club is not leaving my golf bag categorically. So today we're going to see if we can make it any better, if that new tech helps. And you've got a job on your hands.
Yeah, I mean, like if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously we can talk a little bit about the tech and what we've done with SM11 versus SM10, but you know the root thing is everything is like a small evolution on what was already working really well. So any tour feedback, any small incremental changes we can make that just improves how the wedge performs. That's why we're going to do those changes and bring them into the game. But I'd like to go through what we call our wedge fitting app. So there's a couple of tools that Titleist have designed for helping players to pick the right grind for them. Because you might go into your local retailer and you're looking at all the wedges on there, and there's wedges with bounce on there, there's our wedges with grind on there.
I've openly said quite a lot. I think a lot of brands maybe go overkill on the information people get. And I think you probably agree with that people don't need as much information, they just need the right wedges in the hand.
Correct. So we identified that, yes, while it's great being here and being able to hit off turf and get the spin and launch data and see the turf interaction and work through it there, not everybody's got that opportunity to do so, and not a lot of pros have that opportunity to offer that to their members or the retailers offering it to their consumers. So we developed an app that you can use indoors that's based around a player's dynamics, and through the dynamics being pulled through from the launch monitor, it will situate what grinds potentially that player could go in based on the conditions of their golf course. Now, if you play multiple golf courses, we can get into that in detail and how potentially you could end up with multiple grinds for multiple conditions, or you can find a happy medium that will allow you to perform well across different sort of conditions for your game. Okay, so
fire up.
Yeah, so basically, we haven't got any details on here for obvious reasons, but we would ask the golfer, right or left-handed, their handicap that they'd play off, and then the typical course conditions they play at. Now, this isn't set in stone, so if you went through the fitting and the golfer said, do you know what, actually, I don't really play in the winter, I only play in the summer, so the conditions are slightly different. I can make that amendment and it'll reflect on the type of grind that you could potentially go into for that. And the reason why that's important is because you'll see all of that information when you're in a shop. Everyone's got different bounces, what is grind, what is bounce. For us, the number that situates next to the letter is the effective bounce. So based on your dynamics and how you play the shot, you will need a grind that provides the effective bounce, not the measured bounce, for you to be able to hit the shot, get in that strike location between groove 2 and 5. And it's, you know, we've also tried to simplify our wedge fitting analogy. So where we've got the 3 Ds and iron fitting, we've now got the 3 keys to wedge fitting. So contact, flight and spin. As we talk about the tech, I'll reference where those come in, but basically, if you think about it from how the tour players are hitting their wedge shots, they're trying to strike it as low on the face as possible, so between grooves 2 and 5. They're trying to get that flight as low as possible with as much spin as possible. Yeah,
that's interesting, because I think a lot of golfers do anticipate that the best players in the world often want that higher shot to get the landing angle, whereas realistically, if you can send it in lower, more controlled with more spin, you're more likely to be more accurate most of the time, aren't you?
Correct, and it gives you better options as well. So if you've got a tight pin and there's no room to move behind it and you don't want to send it up, you know, a chip and run with an 8-iron is going to have to be a very delicate shot. But if you're doing the same sort of speed with a 58, because you know the interaction is going to be really good, you can be more aggressive knowing it's going to grab at the right point and really slowly to that pin. So it just makes that better for you in terms of your versatility around the greens. So you do play all year round?
Yeah, I'd typically go medium. I don't think we ever, I don't play too much links golf anymore. I used to play a lot of links golf, but I think the medium is a pretty nice kind of middle ground, obviously, on what we play. Yeah,
and then bunker conditions, do you get some that have got loads of sand, some that have got no sand? So medium's normally a good spot for that.
Versatility is key with that, really, isn't it?
And then when you get to the confidence out of bunkers, now the key one here is low would be, I can't get out. So maybe
here,
that side.
There.
High would be tour player, so.
Wizard,
yeah. So more then?
Honestly, high. Go as high.
Good.
We'll get Bobby to.
Now, just a reference, like, so people have said this in the past when they've done the fittings and like T-grind doesn't get an option. So a person that might say, you know, I normally use T-grind, I'm quite confident with T-grind. If you don't select that it's high and you're currently in T-grind, it won't reference.
But I feel like I'm confident because of the club I've got. Like, I'm very lucky that I get to test a lot of clubs and a lot of wedges, and I do feel like I joke about it, but I'm a good bunker player. I don't have a problem with it. But this is always going to be my go-to just because of, I don't see why, even though I feel like I'm a good bunker player, I would make it harder.
Yeah. Okay, good. Right, let's find out.
I can tell like that, so we'll take that.
So, iron-wise, what's the loft on your pitching wedge?
46.
Okay. And do you play a Vokey or do you just keep it as the stock pitching wedge?
Keep it as a pitching wedge.
Perfect. Okay. And the highest loft is a 60.
60, yeah.
So what the app will do is it'll break down what the potential is for you, and you see the reason it comes up with 46
to take a pitching wedge in.
Correct. Yeah. So to give the player the option.
I'd play with it. I'd have a look at it because we did this with Brett last time, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And I mean that really helped you, didn't it? It actually, all jokes aside, made him more consistent from like 120, 130 yards.
Yeah. So the way I would probably frame this personally is, if you use your pitching wedge very similar to the way you use your 50, and it's more like delicate half shots, you're trying to retain spin out of the rough, why not have a spin mill groove?
Because it's a bladed pitching wedge anyway.
Yeah, so you'll retain more spin out of like rough moisture because you've got the spin mill groove. It'll also play very similar to the rest of your wedges. So if your wedge game is something that's very separate to your normal game, having all your wedges being the same will give you that feel of consistency all the way through that top end. So we will test all of that, and then you go 50, 54, 60?
I usually go 56.
Perfect. And again, that's just it referencing where it sees the potential biggest gap. So we're trying to stay within 6 degrees as much as possible. Ideally, if you can get it sort of around 4 or 5, that would be great. But what you would tend to find, the reason why it would go 54, not 56, is in the next slide, if you say you never hit full shots with a 60, you can tend to stretch the gap in between your 54 and your 56.
I'd never hit full shots with a 60.
Well, there you go. So we'll keep your setup the way that you're comfortable, because again, you said your wedge game's great this year. I don't want to change anything. I don't want to break it.
Did I say my wedge game's been great? Oof.
Oh, I'm going to add
That's awful, isn't it? That's disgusting.
So then you pick how you would hit the shots in terms of, are you using it for pitch shots? Are you hitting it for full shots? Obviously, pitch and wedge, you're going to be predominantly using it as like a yardage club. Same with the 50.
Pitch shots as well with the 50,
And then your 56, do you ever open the face?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Out the bunker?
like rare.
Okay.
I do, but it's rare.
It's rare.
Yeah.
So it's like low on the list.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it on there just in case. And then you said you don't really hit forward.
Never, no.
So it's just pitch, open and bunker.
Yeah.
Cool. So then you would rank the shots in order of preference. Now, full disclaimer, we had somebody yesterday that did this and they ranked bunker shots as the highest for their 60. That's what they wanted it as like an optimal bunker wedge. When you signify that you want that, it's going to base all of the grind based on the fact that you want it as predominantly a bunker shot. So if you like full versatility, bunker will need to be at the bottom to give you the best effective. It's not that it will pick you into the wrong grind. It will, when we get to the end and it gives you a percentage match, it will go stronger to the side that would be better out of a bunker because you've signified you want it as a bunker club than necessarily something for all round. So this is where the fitter needs to quiz the player. Do you use it for anything other than bunker? Because if you don't, we'll put bunker at the top. If you do, we'll leave it down. And would you say you hit pitch shots and open face more than bunker, ideally? Because you don't want to be in the bunker, right?
Yeah, I don't mind being in a bunker, but obviously anyone who misses a green, I'd say you're more likely to miss a green and have a chip shot than a bunker shot more often of the time. Yeah, generally.
So, perfect. So then we would leave the order sort of that way for you. 56, 50, obviously in terms of order, you'd very rare, so I'd leave the bunker shot down at the bottom. If you're happy with the way that the frequency of the shots that you would hit.
I think I pitch a 56 more
than you hit full. Perfect, great. So you would order it that way. And then all we do next is we start hitting some shots. Now you can go into a detailed report, which will break down, you can go anywhere from, you can see we're hitting 3 with each club there in different style of shots. If you go into a detailed report, so if you're indoors, obviously we're not, we've got the ability to go outdoors. So I'll keep this minimal, so I've got a guide, and then we'll go out and blind test as well.
Cracking flags out there now.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it'll be good. We'll be all right. We'll be fine if that. Hey, look, if it's wet, we'll put waterproofs on and we'll go.
I can't believe John's ordered the weather for us as well. He was hammering it down about 10 minutes ago. I don't need them, do I?
You don't need them because we're going to go obviously just start.
How much would you recommend people bring the wedges to a fitting though? Just, for you for a start point.
Yeah, I think it's always a good reference to understand what they're in. I mean, the thing that's really difficult, and we alluded to it at the beginning, when you go into a shop and you see all because our grinds show our effective bounce, if you come in with a rival sort of brand's 10 mid-sole, let's say, I've got no reference as to how that effectively plays for you because it's a measured bounce.
So don't turn up with a random piece to jam.
Not at all. Bring your wedges so I can see what the lofting is that you're using, and then we can highlight potentially, here I've got turf, right? So if you say there's a shot that I hit around the green and it nips a little bit and I get a bit diggy, we'll see it, and then I'll show you as to why potentially the Vokey will work better for you and how the relief and the grind is interacting with the turf better. So I would say the bigger part is having your pitch and wedge so you can gap the yardages equivalently as well is probably a key, but it's not a dead set. You don't, if you're going to get fit for wedges indoors and you're using this app, you just need to have a little warm up and then hit a few shots and it'll give us a basis of what you're going to use. Like 46 and 50, normally you've only got 46, you've only got one option, and in the 50 you've only got 2 bounce options there. So it's more for the 56 and the 60s where it becomes more versatile. So for people that are watching that maybe fit indoors or they're wondering like how do you do it indoors, so I like to map this with our TrackMan, and I put obviously here your visual, you're going to be out there. But for anybody that normally hits into a monitor and when you're using like your golfs on and stuff, you can see that obviously it's all in front of you. So if I display a green with the yardage for you, I can then get you to hit a shot that you would hit to that yardage. Yeah, so if you tell me I normally hit my 50, 110, I'm going to select 110 yards and get you to hit a load of shots. And the reason that's key is even though this on here states full shot, pitch shot, open face, I know that every player's full is different. Some players hit partial shots, 3/4 shots. They don't really go further than 3/4. So I'll word it as max. What's your max yardage? You're comfortable hitting your 50. And then when you get to like a short-sided shot, if I tell you to open the face, if I actively go, can you open the face and hit a couple of shots for me? The app's going to reference your delivery based on an open face shot and suggest a grind on that you wouldn't then technically use because you might go, I don't ever open the face, and I've told you to open the face. So I would rather build a picture of a scenario where you've got to go up over a bunker on a tight pin and you show me how you hit it. That way you're going to get the correct grind for you based on your delivery pattern, not swayed by me telling you, can you hit this with an open face
This is why you got the introduction as we walked in. Right.
Perfect, right. So how far would you say your 46 goes?
120.
For the visual, is the white flag in the middle of the field there. And then obviously what you'll get is we'll show you everything that communicates between the two. So you'll see the shot will come up on the screen. So for the golfer at home, you'll be able to see like, oh, okay, so that's where the ball's gone.
Yeah.
That's how it's potentially going to react on a green.
Yeah.
And then as that's doing that, it's populating using the app based on your dynamics, where you sit in terms of how much shaft lean and how steep the attack angle is.
Yeah.
So the more you hit, the more that gets referenced. So if you're indoors, I would heavily do the detailed one because the more data, the better. Nice strike.
Yeah, that was better.
Do you find when you play, you do get, if you're in the rough, you do get the occasional flyer out of your pitch and wedge? Yeah.
It's a bladed one, so not too bad, but there is, yeah, certainly. That was better.
Very good, nice clean strikes. Good.
That was better.
So based on your full shots, what it starts to do is anything that you've signified that you would hit a full shot with, it starts to recommend based on your delivery pattern what the potential next one could be. And then, yeah, so because 60, you can see it hasn't got anything. Yeah. Because you said you don't hit it full.
Yeah.
So it's not going to base your full shots.
Yeah, yeah.
To the 60.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. I'd never even thought about having really a Vokey pitching wedge. And it's really only something, it wasn't always a thing, was it? You're like in SM 5 and 6 and 7. Was it more SM 8 and 9 that pitching wedge came in?
I believe so. It was prior to me being part of TITLEIST, but
I was a bit of a TITLEIST fanboy back then.
But yeah, it was brought in when, again, going back to why we relate everything back to tour and how wedge works, actually got introduced and how it works is if you start seeing a trend on tour, players asking for a certain model that does a certain thing, we'll test it for the retail side in WedgeWorks. So if it's prominent on tour, you'll see it in WedgeWorks. If it then becomes prominent in WedgeWorks, as in a lot of people are buying it because they're seeing the performance gain on it, we'll put that into main lineup. Yeah. Hence why you've now seen.
I'm not going to lie, John. I'm going to put my hands up here. I thought the 60k ground low bounds was in there because of me. I thought it was, and I thought we were coming here to get anyway. But it's amazing how I love that wedge, and it's the best. I said to you, it's the best wedge I've ever had. It's filled me with confidence, and it's been really good. The fact that that's like run parallel with all the testing you guys have done with it is such a success story for it, isn't it? Yeah, and I think it's great. It's stuff that I get to see because I work here and I work so closely with the tour guys. I see it, but what's amazing is that everybody else is now starting to see it as well. Yeah. So it's like, it's not just me saying these things and people being like, oh, well, they're only saying that because tour players use it. No, the reason tour players use it is because of the performance feature of it. You've got to remember, these guys are earning money. They're going out, they're trying to earn money. This is their career they're talking about. If they're going to put it in play, it's because they trust the performance of it to actually make money out of it. So we said you were about 110, didn't we, with the 50? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Was I supposed to? No, you're okay. It'll still pull the data, in the background there. So that first shot was fine. 110 yards on the money there. Stop it.
Very nice.
Feel nice, soft. Always a good thing.
Very good.
Yeah, enjoyable that.
And you can see what's good is, and you'll see this on the screen recording as well when I send it to you later, is between the second shot and the third shot, it flagged up saying there was a small gap between the 46 and the 50. Yeah. Now that's probably strike related off the mat. Yeah. Right. Now as that's gone back to normal after a cleaner strike there, if that flag had stayed and remained, there's two things that can happen. I either hit a few more with your 46, and if you're really set on putting the Vokey in, you're going to strengthen the loft a little bit just to gain a little bit of yardage, or it's signifying that the flight and spin characteristics of a 46-degree Vokey isn't giving you the distance gap that you would need to have both in place so that you would stay with your in-stock pitching wedge because it's performing better for a yardage club than you would get out of the 46. But now, obviously, with the introduction of the 44 being in there, if you needed the 44 slightly weaker or the 46 slightly stronger, you can go either way based on the
44 Voki iron.
not a Voki iron. The 44 pitching wedge to match the 150s. Okay, so now we're going to do, because we've got the two sets of full shots now, we're going to grab the 56 that it's recommending you test.
What I like about this is it's not like 100 balls. It's like, give me some good shots. Let's work with it. What do you think the strike location? Because we mentioned about second groove and fifth groove.
Yeah, so you can see there, your strike pattern is between 2 and 5, right? So this is going to give you the best potential of keeping that flight down and maximising the amount of spin you've got. So if you get somebody that's always used like M grind, let's say, and they say, I get this weird one that pops every now and again and there's no spin, it runs out. The likelihood, if you haven't been fit for your wedges, and this is key in why we're showing
too
this,
high in the face.
You're hitting too high in the face because the grind's not giving you the effective bounce to get that strike
I love coming here because I always learn so much. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. So subscribe if you're enjoying it. There you go.
So with the 56, what I want you to do is we're going to do a couple of pitch shots, okay? So now we're going to paint a pattern as to what your pitching technique would be like. So let's go.
I've built this up, right, haven't I? I've built this up. Bobby's not here.
I was a bit like that.
He's like so into it. He's so into learning.
You know when John's talking, point at him.
Do you know what's a better idea? Get one of the cameras that sits on his hat.
So he's got one of them, but you don't want to know when he uses it.
Yeah, so with the pitching technique, and this is, when you're indoors, it's hard to explain to someone like, can you hit this 15, 20 yards, right? It's more like build that visual. So if that's on the monitor, it's like, look, you've got to hit your 56 from here. You've got to control sort of like that bump and run kind of feel. For you, what I want you to do is pitch it no further than the back of that tee box. Okay? And just however you would do it. It's not for me to decide whether you open or close the face. I just want you to pitch it to there. Very good.
Probably a little bit lower than I would usually want that.
Okay, but what's the whole process of our wedges in terms of the CG location and the flight that we're after? Low with as much spin.
You really enjoyed that, didn't you, as a strike? Oh, yeah.
Good. And you can see even in the rough, it's trying to grab, right?
Oh, James. That was a Brett Cooper.
But that's okay, right? If you hit one of those and somebody goes, that was a really bad one, can I get a redo? You can select and take that one out of account. I probably wouldn't take it out of account. I'd probably go one more just to ensure, like, is it just a low point thing and you just got it wrong? Or is that part of your game and you need something effectively to help you, right? And there's a lot of talk about forgiveness in wedges, like forgiving, some brands are focusing on more cavity-based forgiving wedges. And the way I would combat the forgiving nature of it is if you're in the wrong grind, you can't hit the shot you need with the delivery that you've got. So finding the right grind, that is your forgiveness. Because if you are slightly steeper and you need more effective bounce, it'll allow you to make the same contact.
It's all subjective, isn't it, to the golf?
Correct, and that's why everyone's unique in their delivery pattern and why we have so many grinds, because there'll be a lot of grinds that suit certain golfers and a lot of grinds that suit other golfers.
And that's why we haven't seen from Titleist like a gimmicky, objective, here's a forgiving wedge, go and hack about with that for a bit.
Because in reality, when kind of like when we talked about it with GT, like what is forgiveness? Well, it's the ability to be able to hit the shot from various lies in the manner that you want, find the right contact point, get the low flight and the grab. Well, finding the right grind does that. So we don't need to shout about forgiveness because ultimately you need to get the right grind for you to have that ability.
Gotcha.
Make sense? Right, so now we're going to do some 60s.
Oh, beautiful.
Same pitch shot technique. And interestingly, we'll see what it comes out with as we get to the end.
That's a blind one because he's covered it up.
So what I'll always do is, if I'm using the wedge app, I'll always get the player to hit the wedge that it's suggesting. Because if you're indoors and you haven't got the ability to test it, you're going to feel it now. If I say, you probably be better off with them, but you haven't hit it, you haven't felt it, we haven't seen the data, we haven't seen the contact point, You don't know. That's lovely.
Yeah, isn't it? To be able to control that flight with such loft.
Great strike there. Okay, so this is where, and I think this is key for anybody viewing this, and we do this when we do education days with our trade accounts. I try and build a picture for the golfer, okay? If you were fitting one of your members at your local golf course and you know the course layout, you can pick a hole, like what happens if you drop here. And the reason I do this is if I tell you, can you hit me a high flop now 10 yards, you'll work out how you would do that, but I'm telling you to do that. That's maybe not a shot that you play when you're on the course. So if you don't play that shot on the course and I'm telling you to play that shot, it's going to recommend a wedge that suits that shot because of the dynamics. And then you'll get on the course and you'll be like, I don't hit that shot, now the wedge doesn't work for me. Correct, because it's not the way you would play it. So I'll build a picture, that's where you've ended up, that's the shot you've got in front of you.
Often, I get it quite a bit.
And I need you to hit that shot. And you're looking at sort of, what's that, 16 yards? So you're probably looking to land it. Yeah. You play it how you think you would play it. Very nice. It's good. Very good. You can see that spun back a little bit then.
I bet he didn't get the zoom,
I bet he didn't get it.
I bet he didn't get the zoom.
So you can see, now we've finalised here, if you're going to go into more detail and do a detailed one, there'll be loads more data, loads more shots. So if you're indoors, highly recommend doing the detailed report because more data, more accurate you're going to be. We would go, why are these grinds? And you can see it gives us a percentage score based on what you're using. And then this is where if you've got a player that says like, let's say I've been struggling with my wedges, you've put them through this, you look at their wedges and you go, they're all different, and you've been struggling, and these are all different, you've probably fit yourself into the wrong wedges. And if they go, I never got fit for my wedges, I just picked these up. Okay, let's give these a test, see if your wedge game improves. Now, you selected medium, medium, and obviously the grinds are very different. Now, if you were to look at your low bounce K, it's saying 0% match there, based on the medium, medium conditions. Now, if you said, actually, when I play it is slightly firm, and the bunkers, there ain't much sand in them at all. Okay, all the grinds change. So you've got 10S, which is exactly what you've got in your 56. Okay, 08F,
exactly the same.
Exactly the same. The only one that it's suggesting you potentially could be better with is an M grind. Now, I believe the last time we did this, you preferred this through the testing stage, based on the conditions we were playing in, and that's fine. Your technique might have changed a little bit since then, and now it's recommending something slightly different. So it'd be cool for us to do, while the rain's not as heavy as it was earlier, get out there and test blindly how it's working. But for us, if that's the setup that you've got and your confidence is high out of bunkers, it's suggesting that 80% match in an M grind is going to be best for you.
I suppose that comes back to me saying, yes, confidence is high and I feel like I'm a good bunker player, but I still don't want to make it more difficult with it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And what was key is when I've done this before and we changed the bunker situation around, the grinds that you're best able to deliver with still are in the mix. They'll just flip the percentages. So if you said like, okay, we stay at medium because we don't know the predictability on the bunkers. Say you wanted to be more bunker focused, that D grind is most likely going to be on top. Then it's going to be 10S and M. So it's going to flip the percentage gains out because all of these wedges potentially can work with your dynamics. But your preference was more versatility, which is why the M grind comes out on top. Now, if we go out and test, and this is where you've got to plug information out of the player that you've got in front of you, if you said, do you know what, I really like the setup that I've got because of the course condition that I play at my local, but you see when I go to Florida, I can't use anything. So we'd say, well, the ground's going to be slightly soft, right? And the bunkers are going to be really soft. Look at how it changes everything. So you get more effective bounce in every category. So if you've got someone that travels between Florida in the UK or Spain in the UK, and you know the ground conditions, the question you would say to them is, you know, if you're really struggling because you play links here and then you play in Spain, you're potentially going to need 2 sets of wedges.
Yeah.
Now, ideally, for most golfers, they don't want to buy 2 sets of wedges. It's expensive, and we know that. So it's a balancing act between getting that information to them. If you go medium, that's your happy medium.
Yeah.
And that would potentially be more versatile between the 2 natures. If you want them exact, you've got 2 sets. If you want more of a traveling set, that's a little bit friendlier. If you're just playing the links, you select the conditions, and then you go and blind test if you can. And I would always stress, if you've got the ability to blind test, do it.
Yeah.
Because as much as I can extract that data, until I put you in a scenario, I don't see how you actually play the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might change your dynamics the minute you're in a bunker from what you tell me you do, and then that might be why low bounce K comes out on top, because you actually prefer the full sole. But we'll go test. I'll take a load of these 60s and we'll go out and mess around and see what works best.
Wonderful.
All right.
Let's go.
So obviously this stage is the stage that reveals a lot more information if you can.
Yeah.
The reason we show you the app and the indoor element is because you can get fitted for your wedges no matter where you're going.
Yeah.
This just adds another element
This
to
is
it.
the beauty of coming here, isn't
Correct,
it?
yeah. So if you've got the ability, and some of our trade partners will have that available, but obviously we can't control all the measurables. So if we can give everybody the tools to be able to get an idea of what grind's going to work for them, great. This bit I love because I just give you a grind.
Yeah.
You try and hit the shot. You either can or you can't.
John, explain to the people where you want me to go.
So we've gone tight pin up over kind of like the edge of the bunker, so that it's pretty much got to carry the majority of the way. The reason being is when we're talking about versatility in the wedges, you love the low bounce K.
Yeah.
The app's suggesting a slightly different grind potentially for this one.
Yeah.
In general, for your short game pitch and open face technique. And we're going to put it to the test.
Yeah.
We're going to test it in the bunkers. We're going to test it out on this sort of tight lie.
We'll test it on the beach as well. Test it on the... Right. Oh, stop that.
That's nice.
Stop that. You'd think he'd pan the camera around to that one, wouldn't you? But
He doesn't want to give you the credit, to be fair.
an
He sees it every week. He
it's
doesn't
expensive tripod, that, isn't it?
Oh, bit diggy. Bit diggy. Okay, straight out, new one. And what I like doing about this as well, he panned round to that one, I told you. I equally don't like seeing what grind I'm giving you as well.
Yeah.
So I'll blind test this for myself, so I'm looking at the ball flight. Lovely. Guess who won that one? Okay. And then what you can see is, yes, there's going to be a bit of wet here. That's where the spin mill groove's going to sort of like take the water in, the moisture in, shift it out, get that leading edge in. So if you're getting that low flight, but you're not getting the grab as much as you want, see, that was a very different contact, that one.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of like popped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Popped
see
too
that.
much, didn't it?
So what do you think that's doing in terms of when we talk
Too high
about
in
the
the
grind?
face?
Too high in the face. So what do you think that is?
S.
Okay, I'll have a look in a minute.
Maybe this is S, looking at that. Or T.
Okay, same again.
You prefer that as a launch, don't you? Lower.
I do, but what I don't prefer is the two varying shots.
Yeah.
So if you've got one that's gone high, one that's gone low, then you're either manipulating to make it work or the club's not working for you. Oh, that was lovely, that one. It is a little wet, so you have to give yourself a little bit of credit. Right, back into this one. So while I'm doing this, I'll eliminate ones that haven't been working particularly great in terms of this shot. Not bad, just miss your target a little bit in terms of your landing spot. I'd say that's probably just because that's a little wet. So we'll go there.
just slightly above feet now, but doesn't really.
Move this way a little bit. So that was nice, low, plenty of grab on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. And the same again.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
M? Yeah.
That's the classic James. I want my low bounce K. Nice. So you can see it's a consistent contact each time. And we said this off camera, and I'm going to say it on camera. When you had low bounce K, and your technique might have been suited for that before, and then as you built confidence with the club because you were getting the benefit out of it, if your technique's got a little bit better in the sense that your delivery patterns change slightly because your confidence is up, it may suggest second time round a slightly different grind based on the questions and the way that you're delivering the club. So what I want you to do on the next well, we'll do this one and then we'll do some bunker because I know you use it out of the bunker.
Yeah.
And then we'll hit a couple of like pitch shots with the two.
Yeah.
Nice. That's really nice. Good control out of it. You see how that's like popped a little further? It's got control.
Yeah.
Yes. And there you go. Your land spot's slightly different. So you got one that's long, one that's short. M was a bit more consistent. Yeah. I know some people might be on the camera and be like, they're so close. They are pretty close, but that's what you're used to, right? Yeah. So you know how it plays and how it delivers.
Yeah.
Then we start testing more options. So we'll go into the bunker, short-sided, wet conditions. Nice. Very good. And again. Yeah, not bad at all.
Wizard, I told you. Thank you.
Oh. Just for reference, people, clean your grooves out. Nice. Very nice. So again, not loads in it.
No.
At all. Like, so then we'll do, if we pitch a couple from here and we'll use obviously that camera, we'll pitch some more like normal pitch shots. Yeah, that.
Sorry, he's not getting any of this, John.
Sorry, I was just walking behind you. I thought we were just changing angles and he just carried on talking.
Do you know what? You should get him like a sim. He should have a light on the top of his head, and when it's red, it's not active.
Well, he's brain.
So the reason,
All right, John.
what we'll tend to do is, because everything's kind of coming out very similar, I'll test as many different scenarios to get, again, as much data as possible.
Yeah.
If we can't find a win between the two, I go back to the golf or what they're more confident using, because if they're that closely matched, then fine, great. You've obviously got confidence with the low bounce K, but the M grind, as referred to the app, is still doing its job as well.
Yeah.
So it gives you options.
Where do you want me to go?
Which one do you want to test your skills on? Would you say this one is harder or the one further forward on the left?
Probably this one.
Let's go to this one then. Not bad. Good. That was much lower.
That was delightful.
That was really, really nice.
That's where we're at home, John.
That's good.
You can't argue with that.
I
either,
cannot
can you,
argue with either of those, to be honest. Bit thin.
That's the one I feel like I get away with.
Okay. Right, let's say for scenario-wise, you need to go higher with that shot from this lie. It's pretty good.
They were both a little bit drop kicky as well, weren't they?
They were both a bit drop kicky.
Is that a scientific term?
Very scientific term. Johnny Wilkes term that. That was nice.
Do you feel that's too high on the face though?
Well, you've opened the face up, so you remember it's going to be hard to keep the contact point that low with a glancing blow.
Yeah.
All we're testing here is sort of versatility factors. That was nice. So now we're going to pitch slightly further to the second flag. So start with that one. Right, let's clean those grooves. Because if this one is the one that comes out on top, I want it to do as it's supposed to.
Do you reckon land it where that leaf is?
Yeah, not far off that, I would have thought.
Oh, James.
Interesting, that.
Bleep that, Bob.
Okay, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah.
I think when we're out here actually hitting, for you, this one gives you the most confidence.
Yeah.
You know how it feels, you know where to deliver it.
Oh, stop that.
It's good.
Yeah.
And you can see it's got grab on it. It's maybe not got as much as we want, because obviously the bigger factor would be the M grind for you, but at the end of the day, some of the confidence is, yeah, so those three, you are seeing variances of flight.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one was good, checked, but was a bit short of your target. Your second one, you've hit identical, but it's come out higher and longer, ran out a bit, and then the third one's popped up, dropped short.
Is that okay? I was purposely trying to just like dumb myself down a little bit.
So
squirrel on that, it's a black squirrel that. Seeing that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't see many of that. Bob would have noticed that as well. Bob would have had that straight away.
I still can't see myself.
Bob, mate, your job's,
you see the grey
your
one?
job's still safe.
Just above the grey one.
The grey one on the tree.
You don't see many of them. Where are they? There he is. Look at that.
Right, same shot again. See, that's a bit lower. Same flight. So then what I would argue here,
distance.
so I was going to get to that. What I would argue here is if you get into a grind that you've got history with this has built your confidence up.
Yeah.
You kind of know how it feels, you know how it plays.
She's gorgeous, isn't she?
Right? And then we get to a wedge that you've got two constant flights, two constant distances. So then people will go, well, yeah, but this one came out better because he knows the feel of it.
Yeah.
I would argue they've done the same thing twice, and then you can account for how that's coming out and hit your landing spot in a different location. So where you're used to hitting it maybe more aggressive to get this to go that far, and it's not striking as well as that is, you can then rein in a little bit back into your short game and land it where you need to. Now, I'm never going to push something on someone. This is what it's recommending. This is kind of where I can see the flight being a bit more consistent here, and it's closely knit to this. I'd send you both and let you test more on course. And then you might find that as you know, go between the two and take that into account.
Don't listen to him. I totally agree. I think I even looking down at it though, I feel like I just don't want to let it go really.
But you see how short that's come based on the way that you've hit that one. So you would have to go more aggressive,
but
which is fine if you want to go more aggressive.
Yeah, because the shots I hit bad are non-aggressive. If that makes sense. I'm not aggressive enough, so I lose the speed.
Through the ball.
Yeah.
See, that was lovely.
There was one left.
I'll get a couple more.
We've not any good ones to that long one, have we? We. God, John.
Add me into that. You're the one using it.
Square-faced.
That's lovely. That's released quite a bit. So your flight window is very similar when you're striking them well, which is testament to the CG location we were talking about.
Yeah.
That is mega. He's so upset. Do a panning on the face.
You can go off people, John.
Missed your target. 2-putt coming in.
One more.
It's nice. But then look how much it released. And you felt like you
Is that
nicked
just because of strike location as well, because of the bounce?
Potentially, yeah. So strike location, the way that you manipulate to make it do what you've just had it do. But the ball flight coming in that low consistently with both is, again, like we said, you've been through the slideshow, you've seen the deck.
Yeah.
They're matching the CG location and all the lofts.
Yeah.
That's why you're getting very similar flights, but you're now looking at how is it reacting on the ground. Now, the turf interaction we need to add in is really good with both.
Yeah.
So it's not like one is digging,
And that's the only thing
one
you would
isn't.
look at years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, correct. We just look at turf interaction and then the other bits like control and spin. Now we're getting good turf interaction.
Missed my target with that one, John.
Yeah, you did miss your target with that one. It's probably because you keep doing that and leaving water on the face.
I even have towels on my belt, don't I?
Yeah. Mm.
He's got one of them.
Has he?
Yeah.
NFL player?
Yeah.
Little quarterback.
I might edit this myself.
Now, considering you drop kicked that one, that's probably why you liked low bounce K as well,
Yeah.
though, because you would get the occasional drop kick and it would come through.
And the one thing I will say as well is we don't always, I mean, we're very lucky to play at some fantastic golf courses.
But it's not always perfect,
It's
is it?
not always as pristine as this,
No.
yeah.
That clip sound there and that grab, that's what we're after.
Mm.
So, can you use this? Yes, of course you can. Do I think that's better? Yeah, I think that would be better for you. Would I argue that you could still keep the low bounce K? No, I wouldn't argue that. You can hit the shots on here. I just think that's a little bit more consistent. And at this stage, we're talking minimal, right? Everyone on the camera is going to be looking at that and be like, I'd take all of those spreads. Yeah, we would, but if you're looking for that extra element now, you've gained all that confidence and you just want to get those extra percentage gains to see how much can you stretch that short game and make it really tight. That's a potential for you.
Yeah.
The app says it, we've tested it out here, it's that close that, you know, it's saying, and also an element of, towards the end, we both knew that we had low bounce K and M.
Yeah, so you
Physically will be like, well, I kind of want to keep low bounce K in there, whereas if we did the complete blind test and you had no idea this was low bounce K, there might have been an element where you'd gone, do you know what, that one's coming out almost better, but I still like this one. And then when we reveal, you'd probably be like, I'm still keeping low bounce K because I love it. But you've seen the process, and this is kind of where the app and the blind testing will highlight something.
Would you say horses for courses and different wedges for maybe different courses?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at tour players, they'll have different grinds in the 60, especially the 60. Whereas the rest of the bag, we can be pretty confident when we change the settings to where you normally play and probably where you play the majority of your golf, will be in the nicer weather and the firmer conditions. So the top end of that setup.
The one thing you don't want is, oh, I should have brought the other one out today.
Correct.
That's the last thing you want,
Correct.
isn't it? Because then you're doubting yourself.
Correct. So, and then you just need that one shot that, because you've got the wrong grind and it digs a little bit because the course conditions are softer,
Then
you then start getting a bit negative in your mind, and it's just because you've got the wrong wedge.
It starts raining on you then, doesn't it?
But I would say that, you know, you probably find that tighter knit courses, this is why you like this one a little bit more, because it feels like it sits with effectively less bounce.
Yeah.
Whereas I think an all-rounder for you, if you're playing all throughout, when we highlight medium, that's an option for you, and that's what one it likes. So this time of year, that's probably predominant. And then this one you could probably try when you're like linksy, harder pan.
Yeah.
You know, those are the two scenarios that I'd be happy to be like, you know, keep it in the back. I'd still say that one was probably better.
John, thank you very much for pushing my dreams. Guys, if you've enjoyed that, smash that subscribe button below. Lots of fantastic stuff to come. Hopefully testing some more of these fantastic SM11s. Hope you all had a fantastic new year, because this goes out in January, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Should have said that at the start of the video. But, if anyone is serious about improving their golf, I think Bilkey's second to none. I've said that for a long, long time. So, John, thank you very much. I'll shake your hand again.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
Thank you.